What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history forward, June 15th, 2025. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Sunday edition of the podcast, our final Sunday show as we switch, starting tomorrow, Monday through Friday, opening up some things for future weekend shows, so stay tuned for that. It's also Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, especially my dad, who is the OG, really is a major influence and part of this podcast, sparking that love of Philly sports history, just the conversations and things like that we had about the old school players and things like that. So happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you. Happy Father's Day to all the single moms out there who are doing it alone. You also are appreciated as well. But happy Father's Day to all the dads and father figures out there. It is summertime. That means trips to the Jersey Shore. Nobody wants to start their vacation off stressful. Let Beach Caddy take the stress out of your summer vacation. Ocean City, Sea Isle, Avalon, Stone Harbor, and Wildwood. They'll take your stuff, take it from your car, move it into your house, move it out at the end of your stay. Also, the best beach carts on the Jersey Shore. So go check them out. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off of your move-in, move-out bellhop service as well as your cart rentals. If you're in Ocean City, Sea Isle, Avalon, Stone Harbor, or Wildwood, beachcaddy.app, they will take the stress out of your Jersey Shore vacation. All right, a good one for the Phils yesterday, 3-2. They won another series, kind of a pitcher's duel, but they were patient there near the end of Toronto's starter. Were able to, Otto Kemp got hit by a pitch to knock in a run, but they were patient. Cristopher Sanchez was outstanding, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Probably could have been a lot less stress-free. Trey Turner threw on a double play ball, tossed the ball a little high to Stott and missed a double play that would have ended an inning. But Max Kepler did come out and hit a homer in the 8th inning. Stott still not doing much at the plate. He's still working the counts, but it's like either a pop-up or a fly-out. But Stott, let's go. You're the one that we need right here. The bullpen was solid, but overall, good win. Much better than when they were up in Toronto here. So the Phillies take the series against the Blue Jays at Citizens Bank Park. They look for a sweep today with the ace, Zack Wheeler, on the mound. All right, some quick housekeeping. Be sure to follow me on social media, Jimbo_Mont on Twitter and TikTok. On Instagram, at PhillyJimbo. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jimbo_Mont. Spread the word as we continue to grow. I've been saying this, but if you want to see highlights, photos, newspaper clippings, things like that of what we're talking about on this day, that's on all my social media as well as Facebook and LinkedIn. So go check it out there. And as I mentioned at the start of the show, this is our final weekend show as we're going to shift to a Monday through Friday format. Going to start playing around with some new segments and things like that. So stay tuned for that as we go through and navigate the week. But just as something that we're going to do here to sort of be able to expand and kind of refocus some things for the weekend. But don't worry, Monday through Friday, you'll still get the same great content. All right, you got to go to Lotwin, though. These custom 3D hype chains have been hyping them up, no pun intended, for a while now, but they're incredible. Go to Lotwin, the 3D custom hype chains, personalized, and the way they do the artwork is just incredible. Great for youth sports, bachelor parties, fantasy footballs, you name it, anything. Go to Lotwin, get your 3D custom hype chain, use the promo code TCC. POD to take 10% off your order. And like I said, if you haven't done so, at least go check out some of the things they have to offer. These things are great. Just make great gifts for your kids as well. I want a crown like they're good for. I know a lot of people do like summertime Olympic events at barbecues and things. Great for things like that. So go to Lotwin, use the promo code TCC POD to take 10% off of your order. And if you did not watch the Union game last night, you missed a good one. 2-1 over Charlotte. It was exciting from the start. Jesus Bueno scored in extra time in the first half. Union gave up a goal late, but man, at the end, Marcus Anderson, who came in as a substitute, scored his first MLS goal in the 98th minute. And somebody can explain this to me. I don't know. I thought the game would have been over, but I guess if they're still playing, they kind of just give them some grace. This was the equivalent of a soccer buzzer beater as he hit the goal in the 9th minute for his first MLS goal to give the Union their 12th straight game without a loss. They're hot. They're going through. They have a lot of guys that are playing in the Gold Cup for national team duty. They have some injuries they're dealing with, but they just keep rolling. 2-1 over Charlotte, the Union, in essentially a buzzer beater last night. It was incredible. I was trying not to wake the kids up. That's how exciting it was. All right, trivia time. Yesterday's trivia question. I asked you, which active player has the most career home runs against the Phillies? That would be Freddie Freeman of the Dodgers with 33. Giancarlo Stanton is next with 28. Most of those came as Mike. Marcell Ozuna has 27. Michael Conforto has 24. And rounding out the top 5, Bryce Harper with 24. So don't think he's going to hit many more against the Phillies, but just interesting that he is still on the list. All right, we got some quick hits for June 15th today. And I guess we'll start with the Sixers. On this day in 2001, they lost Game 5 of the NBA Finals to get basically swept out after they won Game 1, 108-96 down at the Core State Center. But everybody kind of knew this was coming, so it was a very good scene. The crowd was awesome, just showing their appreciation for this team. And the Lakers were just, like I said, they rolled through, and winning this game actually gave them the highest playoff winning percentage in one single playoffs, beating the 83 Sixers due to the fact that they won one extra game. I think the Lakers went 2 extra games. They went 16-1, and I think the Sixers went 13-1, whatever it was, but they just edged them out on percentage points. This is a cool one. On this day in 1909, the game of baseball was just changed forever. A's part owner and Bala Cynwyd native Ben Shibe changed it forever. He received a patent from the U.S. Patent Office for the cork center baseball. Spalding picked it up and became the first mass producer of the cork center baseball, and essentially ended the dead ball era. We hear about the dead ball era all the time, but batting averages and home run numbers began to go up. And what the cork center ball did, it provided more, consistency, because everybody had, the balls were all different during the dead ball era. So it was a consistent baseball that everybody in the majors were using, and it was more durable too. So I guess in the long run, it was slightly cheaper and more cost-effective for baseball. But Ben Shibe, A's owner and the namesake for Shibe Park, which later became Connie Mack Stadium, received the patent for the cork center baseball today, changing the game forever. Then in 1991, Andy Ashby pitched the third immaculate inning in Phillies history. He struck out Hal Mars, Todd Benzinger, and Jeff Reed on 9 pitches. It had happened twice for the Phillies since before then, and then the A's also did it 4 times while they were in Philly. But it was not enough, as Jose Rijo was just outstanding for the Reds in this game, going 8 2/3 inning. And then, of course, Rob Dibble, who was one of the most feared closers at the time, came in and closed it out as the Phillies lost 3-1 to the Reds. But Andy Ashby with the third immaculate inning in Phillies history, 7th in Philadelphia baseball history, and it's only happened 118 times in the history of Major League Baseball. Last time it happened was last May 18th. Cal Quantrill did it, but Andy Ashby, who would go on to have some success after he leaves the Phillies, pitched an immaculate inning for the Phillies on this day. And then we're going to do a little out of order today because it's our last show for a Sunday, and why not? But that does lead us into the trivia question. Other than Andy Ashby, who were the other Phillies who pitched the immaculate innings? Usually I'd give that to you, but let me know. Who are the other 3 pitchers to pitch immaculate innings for the Phillies? And then finally, the Phillies did make a couple of big moves today that would pay off dividends for the 1980 World Series championship season. in 1978, or 1977 and 78. First, in 1977, they acquired Bake McBride in a 5-player trade with the Cardinals. McBride would go on to be a Phillies Wall of Famer, played right field for that 1980 championship team. He would hit .309 with 87 RBI during the 80 season, and played a huge part in Game 1 of the World Series, hitting a 3-run homer against the Royals, helping the Phillies win that game. And then 1 year later, they traded Gene Garber to the Braves for Dick Ruthven, and Ruthven would be a mainstay and a key part of that 1980 rotation. He went 17-10 with a 3.55 ERA, pitching 6 complete games. Also came in relief in the wild NLCS Game 5, which the Phillies came back and shut down the Astros, helping the Phillies back to the World Series for the first time since 1950. So I had to mention that because those were 2 key pieces that they acquired on this day that would ultimately help them win a World Series championship, the first in team history. All right, and then finally today, our greatest individual season in Philly sports history. Yesterday, we had a matchup in the Eagles region, and Jalen Hurts' 2022 season slightly edged out Brian Westbrook's 2007 with 57% of the vote. So Jalen Hurts from 2022 moves on in the tournament. All right, we're in our last opening round games of the tournament. The matchups are going to start getting tougher, but let's go to the Phillies region, the number 8-9 matchup. The number 8 seed Dick Allen in 1966 hit .317 with 40 homers, 110 RBI, led the league in slugging and OPS, had 5 doubles and 10 triples, had a .396 on-base percentage, was an all-star. Phillies finished in 4th place, 87 and 75 that year. Taking on the number 9 seed Robin Roberts in 1953, went 23-16, led the league in wins. And back then, pitcher wins really actually meant more. Robin had a .275 ERA, 33 complete games, which led the majors out of 41 starts. So started 41 games, finished 33 of them, pitched a league-leading 346 and 2/3 innings, 198 strikeouts, which also led the majors that year, was an all-star. The Phillies did finish 3rd place that year at 83 and 71. So now it's your turn. Whose season was better, Dick Allen in 1966 or Robin Roberts in 1953? This one's a toss-up. Our final Phillies first round opening matchups starting later this week. The matchups are going to definitely get tougher. But let me know your thoughts. Whose season was better, Dick Allen in 66, Robin Roberts in 53? On this day in 1977 and 78, the Phillies acquired Bake McBride and Dick Ruthven, who both played a very key part and were integral in that 1980 World Series championship. In 91, Andy Ashby pitched an immaculate inning, and that is our trivia question. Other than Ashby, what other 3 pitchers have pitched immaculate innings? Ben Shibe got the patent from the U.S. Patent Office for the Cork Center baseball, changing the game of baseball forever on this day in 1909. And in 2001, the dream was over as the Sixers were eliminated from title contention by the Lakers in 5 games in the 2001 NBA Finals. All right, and that's a wrap on our weekend shows. It's been great. The streak will end this coming Friday, but like I said, it was time. I kind of felt like we kind of maxed out where we were. And again, we talk about it on Tuesdays. Don't want to just get stagnant. So this is, I think, a good move for the podcast. Same great content during the week, but it's going to allow for more other things to happen on the weekends. And just stay tuned. More interviews will be coming. Obviously, the Eagles pregame show this fall. So thanks for everybody who's hung in with me over the past 1,000+ days on the weekend. But starting tomorrow, kind of a newer format. It's a Monday through Friday show. And like I said, I'm excited. It was one of those things I wanted to just kind of grind it out and get to where I am and then be in a position to do this. And I think the time is right with the summer. After going over 1,000 episodes, it just makes sense. So tomorrow, We will have an update on the Phillies as they look for a sweep. And I'm telling you, if you can watch at least the last goal for the Union game, well worth it. Excitement, basically a buzzer beater. Like, I didn't even think you could have them in soccer until I saw it yesterday. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. We appreciate you, specifically my own dad. Love you. Happy Father's Day. One of the big reasons for kind of the basis in planting the seeds for this podcast. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for June 15th, 2025. My name's Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Sunday, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.